Good morning. How's it going? Let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, now, first of all, let me just open up chat. Come here, chat. So I may read you. There we go. How much of that you guys pick up? My chair started squeaking recently. It's not the end of the world, but I don't know if you guys can hear it. Say. Okay. We can start hot load, I guess. And you know what? I need to start the time tracker. Okay, I kind of think I'm still here. Mechanic refinement. Probably. I'll just get that one going and then we'll see what else there is I wanted to tackle today. I do believe that I got the enemies to work nicely. So I had to do some googling and even some chat GPTing to figure out how vectors worked again. Because I forgot. But it was actually very straightforward in the end. I basically had the premise for what I wanted to do. I was just being dumb. Well, I wasn't being dumb. I was doing it in a non-optimal way. So it turns out once you actually try doing it using vectors and dot products, you get a polynomial equation. Which, once that happened, I could just very easily find t. So you just get if I just had to show it off. Right, you end up with literally this. You get a good old, you know, a t squared plus bt plus c equals, I think we went to 0. I can't remember exactly. But you get this, and then you can solve for t, right? So you solve for t which means you get a t equals plus minus negative b. No, it's no. That's wrong. Negative b plus minus square root 4. Jeez. Yo, Damon. B squared minus 4ac over 2a. Right, you can solve it like this. Then you just need to get your discriminant and all those things. But yeah, these factors A, B, and C, they turned out to be not. They were basically made out of vector dot products, which is fine because I could just define them. Yeah, and then we could just solve for. Well, the first thing you do is you solve the discriminant over here, right? So that's straightforward. Yeah, there were multiple versions of the discriminant, obviously. So this is the one with the negative. No. This is the discriminant, always. And then you just check whether or not it is positive or negative, etc., etc. To see, like here we check if it's less than 0, then obviously that would mean that there is no intercept. So we just target the player directly, etc., etc. It worked out nicely. Why not use a calculator? The code was able to calculate it for me. I mean, isn't code just a calculator? Yeah, but I got it eventually. So now the intercept equation or the intercept calculation works pretty good. And that means we now get much better enemy behavior, specifically for the little enemies, right? This intercept calculation doesn't affect many of the other enemies currently because they don't really care. Well, they don't really try to intercept you. But the small enemies would. So it's more noticeable the faster you are, but let's say... okay, play. So you can see they calculate the quickest path to you based on your trajectory. Now obviously you change your... I change my trajectory quite often, so they can get a little bit confused sometimes. Yeah. So it's really noticeable once you play the game with well, just a normal level. Oops. I also noticed that the game's way harder now somehow. So something changed along the way, which made it super difficult. I think it's me fiddling with the way the enemies obviously interact with you and everything else. Mostly, I think the biggest difference is the speed. So the fact that I slowed down when I tried to attack. Yeah, you can see, look at them trying to intercept me. Why are you all bothering these poor frogmen? Invading to enslave their woman. Not exactly. Yeah, but it's doing. It's looking more and more like something, I think. The real problem comes with the frogs and stuff. Oh, and yeah, I keep forgetting that I finished my ability for the night. So he's now a little bit more stunish. Did the duck get like massive passive strength? Oh yeah, he did. I was wondering why he's throwing such massive smoke bombs all the time. Okay. Steam achievements, yes, probably. I think they should be a thing. Yeah, so we were brainstorming yesterday a little bit, and I think I wanna change a few things. So one of the things I think that you already know how to hook them up. Well, I need to decide which achievements. There's so much work to do still, but anyway. We were thinking about it yesterday. And it's sad to remove things you've already built, but I think that's kind of how it goes. You need to not be afraid to iterate in order to get the game into a state that it's actually good. So we discussed this yesterday, and it kind of came... This whole leveling up your character nonsense, right? It's okay. Like, I've made it as good as I feel like I can. But it's still not perfect, obviously. But my problem with this level up system is the fact that I kind of just put it in because it's the only thing I knew how to do when I first started making the game. Right, and if you think about it, like there are many ways to influence your character's attributes or stats or whatever you want to call them, right? You could do it through a plain old simple level up system, or you could do it through items, right? And in my case, I also made a new system, which is the rooms, right? This building that you expand to use as a base of operations. And there are certain buildings that also help increase some of your stats, like your maximum stamina or your maximum health or whatever, right? So with all that being said, you know, I thought about it as like, do I really want the player to have to click through all the levels every single time, selecting from a massive list of stats on every upgrade? Couldn't I heard a cool thing. It's some quote, I can't even remember who said it or where it came from, but it's like, perfection is not when you can't add anything more, or perfection is achieved not when you cannot add anything, but when you can't take anything away, right? Something like that. I might have messed that up, but the idea is instead of just adding a bunch of different ways to increase your character stats slightly, wouldn't it be better if you choose a specific way that you want to be the core method, and then simplify the others or get rid of them instead. Because I don't want the players to interact with this system as much as I want them to interact with these rooms. Right, but the incentive is obviously now split because both of those are important. But I was thinking, get rid of the other one and focus on the rooms. Yeah, it's not an easy answer. But if you think about, if I had to think about and be completely honest with myself about how this game, or what my idea was for the game, there's a couple of mechanics that are core to the experience. So the first thing is obviously the fact that it's a survivor's-like, right? So it's like there's waves of enemies and you have to fight them. Okay, fine. The second thing is the party system. So the fact that you have more than one character, and you need to manage what they do. So those two are core. And then on top of the party system, I have this room idea, which I really want. I feel like it's like your base or whatever you want to call it. But I feel like it's an interesting mechanic to engage with that's a little less common, let's say, than just having a button to level up. Right? So those three are, I think, core mechanics that I don't really want to mess with. And then the interaction between characters is also very important. So the fact that characters have can help each other out through their passive abilities or whatever. Yeah, so what my idea is to change the leveling system to be more like a MOBA, like League of Legends or Dota or whatever. And in those, you start with a character stat, right? Okay, let's just stop the game playing in the background. And I mean, I'm still learning game design things as well, so I might be wrong here, but... so let's say you have a stat, you know, health. If you can even read that, right? You have health. So health would increase from a value from like 20 to 750 in a game like Dota or League of Legends. Right, this represents your level 1 health and this level 20 health or whatever. Yeah, it's probably a bit of scope creep. So, but would you think this is maybe better? So, let's say you have 7 stats. So first of all, we don't need all flippin' 20 stats that we have currently, right? I don't even know where I list them all. Whatever, there's a lot of them. So let's say we get rid of a few of them because we think, it's not really helpful. And then the ones that we keep, we let them increase per level. So you can still level up your character, they still get experience. But like, you don't have to level them up as a player. There's no separate screen where you have to choose between 3 options of increasing a stat. When you level up, you gain all of your stats increment a little bit, right? I think that's what I want to try and do. So your character's overall strength will kind of, be like a little staircase. So you're getting stronger, right? Yeah, but gutting as much as possible is actually not a bad idea. But I mean, like, we can definitely still have the characters. And you know what this does as well? If you say that your characters level up from level 1 to 20 or 1 to 50, and you have a starting health and a final health, and then I just have to increment between those two. Balancing this is way easier as well, if you think about it. I essentially just have to set a start and a finish value for health. And I know that if you play the character from 1 to 50, from level 1 to 50, you will experience that character having 20 to 1000 HP. Whereas currently, the way I have it is you get 3 random options to choose from. You can get all the way to, level 50 and not get, armor, health, something else, and you are playing the knight, the character who's supposed to be tanky. So just because of the randomness of the selection, we kind of lose the role-playing aspect of it. And I don't want to make a role-playing game, but I have these different characters, and you are role-playing a knight and a ranger and stuff like this. And I've basically relinquished control over how the character scales with levels to a randomly generated button list. And I think I don't want that. And it's very difficult to level, to balance. Because I might play the game and feel like, yeah, the knight's not very good. Because he's not tanky enough. So how do you solve that? Well, I only have one value to tweak for the knight realistically, and that would be the starting health. But then it's like, then he becomes overpowered. And yeah, because now he's very healthy at the start, but that's the only thing you could have tweaked at the start. You can't do this tweak where you have a start and a finish value. Maybe I just tweak the final value to make him more tanky and leave him as weak as he is in the start. And this randomly generating a list of stats to upgrade makes it very difficult. So that's my first thing that I think I want to get rid of. Just because it's very complicated to try and... Well, I feel like it's a lot of work for the player to interact with, first of all. So it's clutter. And it's difficult to balance, which could make the game custom build is so linear leveling is kind of core of the gameplay. And then the custom, so this is where I'm thinking about them. It's like the custom stuff could be items, right? Your characters can just gain health and stuff. I was even thinking of just stripping out all the leveling stuff entirely. So you don't level up. You don't gain stats passively just by gaining experience. Just getting rid of that, right? And then the only things you get to increase stats, because stats, that's just a number. Well, the only things would be health and would be... Yeah, like something like just your health goes up with a level. And that kind of felt bad. So bringing back some of the other stuff is fine. And then you give items and the rooms. Because I want to make the rooms be more integral to your experience of the game. So the build that you could do is focused around the rooms. Now, granted, I don't have enough rooms or the rooms that could do anything. But if you have a room that increases your maximum health, go use it to gain the custom feel, right? Or if you have a room that increases your stamina or whatever the case, go use it. Or if you have an item that increases your movement speed, equip it, right? That's how you still get the custom feel of your build. Yo, this guy. I'm doing well, thank you. The math got sorted. I finished it yesterday. So the calculate destination math looks something like this now. And it's working nicely. So I went back to the proper intercept, but I had to revise my vector algebra a little bit so that I could do the vector dot product again. I didn't even do the vector dot product. I just set up the equations in a way that allowed me to use vector dot product. And then obviously Unity can just do vector dot product. So at the end of the day, I was like, well, it was actually very straightforward. Yeah, but now it's again something like this. So if this is your character and this is the enemy, the character's running this way. I basically tell the enemy to find the shortest path to intersect. So they won't run to that point. They'll run to a point on the line where these 2 points will coincide. Which is kind of what I wanted to build in the first place. And some of the equations I set up would have allowed something like that if I was willing to do vector algebra. But I tried doing it a different way. So it really didn't work out. Am I using A star? I think that's A star, right? Is that a pathfinding? That's the pathfinding algorithm. Yeah, live and learn. I don't think I'm using A star. I don't know what I'm using. I don't know what Unity's nav mesh is based on. I essentially just give I give the enemies a destination, so I just do set destination. Agent.set destination target. I just needed to give it a target. So that's just the normal nav mesh. I don't know. The only way I know how to do it. Okay. So, the next part of this making the enemies feel better. So they pathfind a little bit better. No, I moved my feet or my chair or something, and I have like a wooden footrest below my table, and it's kind of loud when I move it. I don't know if you can hear that. It's a bit loud. Yeah, they're quite clever, so they know to run alongside me like that. Because if they just came after me like they did normally, you know, based on the math, they can already tell that they're not going to reach me ever. They'll just tail me forever. So that guy has a different idea. He's like, I know, if he keeps running straight like this, I'll be able to catch him. They still form a line. Don't really know how to avoid that, to be honest. Okay. So one more thing we can... I don't know if it's necessary. So this is now an interesting one. So should I have a little decal appear? Wow, he's confused. When he tries to hit me. Something is fighting him right now. Okay, but should I have a little decal appear to show, you know, where the damage zone would be? Like, where is he gonna actually hit me? Or would that be too much clutter? I mean, if you think about how the game goes, so something like what the bombers are doing, right? I don't know if it's really necessary. Because you're not really dodging the lizards, right? They're not supposed to be such a big threat. So that extra information, would it even be necessary? Wow, that was quite a throw, guys. Well done. I think I'm gonna go with I don't need it for now. Yeah. Let's leave it like it is. I think it's okay. We can work on something else today. Now, the only reason I'm concerned with this is like it's difficult to see where exactly they're gonna hit. Maybe I should add it. Get this. The spears are not very easy to track. I should definitely do it for the Komodo dragons. I know that much. Yeah, so if we look at the Komodo dragon, he obviously, especially that ability, like I should draw a line or something to show incoming. Yeah, because that is a bit of a problem. He is as dangerous, if not more dangerous than the frog. Also, it seems like somehow, I don't know how, the scale of this decal has changed. Oopsie. Which now causes me to think I should be able to hit something, but I can't. And it's kind of annoying. Let's go see if that decal has changed, how exactly that happened. Oh no. Well, according to this thing, it's still basically the correct size. Maybe I should make it smaller. Any case, I think it's better to have it be smaller. Wow, these are some funny looking numbers, but anyway. Yeah, maybe that's fine. Just a scooch. Okay. Okay. Now that I'm not doing that stuff with the small lizard, I don't know actually what I then should be doing. Okay, there's a couple of issues here. Still. Okay, so one of my problems with the knight currently is this polygon slash that he does. So let's just go back here and see. Okay, so that's the polygon. I think I just need to move them both forward. I think. Let's just move. Okay, pause, go back. Okay, and then we can just check the animation and see if that looks right. Okay, attack 1, I guess. Okay, I think that's about fine. Not perfectly aligned. But I mean, the player won't really notice that. Yeah, we can move it a little bit up, I feel like. I should have locked my animation. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, the hell is this attack going? Okay, so this is the attack that bothers me a little bit. I guess we can say that there's a shockwave. Yeah, we can call it a little bit of a shockwave. I don't know. That should be better. Okay. The other character I want to tweak a little bit is the ninja. I feel like the ninja currently doesn't really have a very good ability. Like with all the improvements I made to the knight, the ninja now kind of feels a bit lackluster. So let's see what he can do. Okay, so I mean, as an idea, it's not bad, but I feel like it doesn't really doesn't do much. Yeah, I feel like maybe I should make it be a bit bigger somehow. Just increase the, you know, the... Oh, that was interesting. Yeah, just increase the damage area maybe. Yeah, let's go see. Okay, Duck Ninja, show me what you got. Okay. Okay, these are just the normal sword slashes. And then we got the swirl. Right. Scaling mode local. This should be hierarchy, I think. Yeah, I actually think all of these should scale. No. Okay. So scaling them locally. Well, somehow the size changes, so there's probably a size issue here somewhere in the hierarchy. 1.25. Okay. We should scale this thing to... Wait, how do they go down in size? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's just see if I make the scaling mode hierarchy. It immediately goes down in size. That's so weird. See what this one does? Scaling mode hierarchy. Also in down in size. Okay. Yeah, they need to be hierarchy because obviously there's a way to increase the size of the character. And then you'd want them to scale with the character. Okay, so let's see. We scale this to like 1.5. Let's look at the animation, see if that is roughly what it should be. Okay, that does track the knives for the spinning attack. What about our attack 1 and 2? So these sword slashes are super fast. Okay, first of all, we need to check if they... Yeah, they're quite big now. They also seem to be not... there seems to be a lot of problems here. Did they move up when I did scale? Yeah, that's kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so that is our damage zone. Is my character somehow floating? Yeah, he does seem to be floating. What happens if I open the prefab from here? Okay. So when he hits... I don't know what the hell... Like, this doesn't seem right. Like, these triggers seem way too small. What is happening here? No, this one's way bigger. Okay. Let's not think about it too much. We'll do what we can do, and then we'll come back and fix it if for some reason it is in fact incorrect. Alright. Alright, so first of all, these all need to scale. I guess those are switched off. They need to scale in the hierarchy. Very first thing they need to do. Okay, that one is scaled in hierarchy. Okay, good. Then okay, so our attack trigger size. Okay, let's look at it from above and let's let him do a attack 1. Right, so that looks fine. Just lock this and play the slash. Why the hell is it off by? Doesn't make any sense. Why is it over there? They move? Okay, that looks okay. Let's just do attack 2 quickly. Move over to that side a little bit and then put forward. That should look fine. Okay, and then we can see that they do line up. Okay, so that's fine. Now this twirly swirly thing. That plays over there apparently. Okay, that's okay, I guess. I mean, okay. Let's see if I can't make it. I think this one should be bigger. Okay, could I scale it like this? Yeah. So let's just make it like 50% larger. Right? And then we can get... Alright, let's see how damage is applied. So the special attack damage sphere size. Do I have a gizmo showing this one? No. Well, on roll gizmos. Gizmos dot color. Let's make it white. Why not? Gizmos dot draw. This will just be a wire sphere. Okay, and all we want, the center, let's just do transform dot position, and the radius would be the attack radius, right? Special attack, damage, sphere size. Like so. Now we should at least be able to see it. If hot reload can do it, I don't know. Oh wait, is that it? I might already see it, I just didn't realize. Okay, no, there it is now. Okay. Think we can make it bigger. Yeah, let's just do that. Now, okay. I think for this character... Okay, so the effect is going to scale, but that sphere won't scale, right? Just check something here. Okay. Yeah, we need to get the scale for the character, right? And multiply it. Does this thing have a character data only? And a character stat manager. We need the character manager. Let's just do private character manager. Character manager, then on start, I could just do character manager equals no. Just get component. How do I use this one? Oh, I get it. Over there. Okay. Character manager dot scale. Okay, so we just need to scale that sphere with our scale in our character manager, which most likely wouldn't really change unless you obviously get bigger, and that happens when the knight gives you a buff. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Let's just go play with the ninja and see if he feels okay. Okay, those still feel good. Okay, that, I mean, it looks fine. Let's see, 50, 20, 0. Very interesting looking at these enemies running around when you're this fast. I wonder if we should make him move further. I don't think that's important right now. Okay. So he feels quite fine now. I think I like him. I like the ranger. So the ranger's abilities and stuff feel good as well. They're very responsive. What? Oh, I clicked up top there. Yeah, obviously there's a lot of balance that we still have to do, for instance, with the ranger, but she feels very reactive, she runs good, she jumps good, like it's overall a good experience. Now again, we can also tweak how far she jumps or how much damage she does. That's a balancing problem. We're not doing it at the moment, right? I'm just trying to get the feel for all the characters. There's something funny happening. With the sound effects. It sounds like I'm just gonna spawn. Okay, so there's a little bug here. It sounds like I hit them like 5 times. Control Shift. See something here. I don't think I ever heard the sound effect really. Or damage. Let's check something. Hit body at quite a low volume. Reverb zone mix. Yeah, you can see there's 1, 2. Okay, that's from the ranger. 3. That's the ranger. So there's at least 3 sound effects that I can see that played for the hit. Okay, how would that happen? Guess we have to go back and check what is making that sound effect happen in the first place. Okay, let's just stop. Yeah, I've been noticing this quite a bit. I don't know if it's the... yeah, actually, I have no idea where that sound effect's coming from. Is it on the frog itself? Maybe. I know there's this enemy. Okay. Okay, RBE sounds dot play get hit sound. Okay. I'm not sure if I should have done it this way. Alright, so I play it from here. Oh, I still play it through the sound manager. Okay, that's fine. If I still play it with the sound manager, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Okay, so we have an event that fires to play the sounds, which is interesting. Okay, let's see. Can take damage 0.2. So where does that event on apply hit get invoked? Apply hit. Ah, okay, that's the problem. Yeah, so can take damage is... The point of that is to make it so that you don't continuously take damage, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I should move this. Is this for all enemies? Oh, yeah. I should move it in there. Especially for most enemies, this won't make a difference. But I don't want to play the sound if they're not actually taking damage. Yeah, so this should just go in there. So now only... Yeah, because there's a 0.2 second cooldown, essentially, every time you take damage, before you can take damage again. And this is especially required for, like, the arrow. You won't notice it with the other characters, because they only get hit once, but the arrow moves through you, and as it moves through the enemy, it might trigger its hitbox a couple of times, essentially. Okay. Okay, but apart from that, I think the Robin feels good, sounds good, is good. Now, the one character I'm not entirely happy with at the moment is the Owl. Right, and it's basically got to do with the reaction time or reactiveness of inputs. Right, so if you play with the Owl, his attacks feel amazing right now. So the fact that you can... The normal fireball is great. I have no complaints there. But his other ability... I mean, obviously it's got a bit of a wind up, right? Yeah, let's just see. So, say I'm attacking this thing and I want to press. Yeah, so it doesn't interrupt an attack. I feel like it should interrupt attacks. Similar to how the Robin and all the other characters do this. When you click on your ability, it happens immediately. And I feel like the wizard should do the same. Now, I'm not a fan of the effect necessarily at the moment. I think I can do better. But let's see if we can get it to feel more reactive, right? So our special ability, as far as I know, is triggered through our animator. This is the animator for the Owl. Okay, so it's the special attack, right? I think I did. Okay, so they have an exit time, but I'm pretty sure I made it so that these can be... settings. Yeah, they can be interrupted, but it seems like they're not. I need to see this in action, I think. Understand what's happening here. Because they don't feel very interruptible. Okay, let's just get the animator here. Okay, that's not the correct one. Yeah, so it still finishes the animation essentially. Huh. Okay, how does that work? So when this is playing, is this... I need to give it an exit time. But I think it plays the animation all the way to here before it allows, during the transition, because this would be the transition, that is where the interruption is allowed. Guess I could just scooch this over. Maybe. I actually don't know. Since it's like a... Next state's an interruption source. Current state, I don't actually know if I want that one to interrupt. Oh wait, which one did I do here? Whoopsie daisies, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And then I want to make this one longer. Well, not exactly like that, but... something like this. I don't know if that's going to feel any better. Let's go to the game and see. Don't really notice it. It seems like it doesn't make a difference. Oh wait, that did make a difference. Okay, so attack 3 doesn't do it. Okay, attack 1 does. Okay, so the interruption is very obvious on attack 1. But it doesn't seem to work on attack 2 that much. Maybe I shouldn't make it a fixed duration. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. A fixed duration just makes it a second or so. Ah, I see. Okay, 95. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Give it another try. Okay, so now there's no more interruption. That doesn't feel good to me. I want these to interrupt. Ah, that's so weird. What am I not doing correctly here? Maybe I should check at the what the ranger does. I think part of the ranger's yeah, the part of the ranger's thing is the fact that the special yeah, look, there's no exit time. Like, she just straight up. If special attack happens, we just jump in. Like, immediately. Oh, you know what I could try? Yeah, why don't I just do something like this? Two transitions straight out of there. It'll effectively interrupt it. Right, and we just trigger this with special attack. I think that works. Right, so now there's no exit time. I also don't think I want a transition duration. And the root motion may not be calculated correctly. Adding an offset may fix the issue. Oh, I see. Something like so. Yeah, maybe just having those there would allow the transition to occur immediately, essentially. Yeah, then we don't need these other transitions to be special at all. So let's delete that one. So now these are just normal. Like they were back to normal, reset to default, with all the times and stuff, no interruption, because they can interrupt like that. I think this will feel better. Yeah, because if I think about it, the wizard is the only one who has the special ability only on his attack layer. The others have the base layer. Use the special ability. I just want to catch that one animation. That's a proper animation cancel. Oh, interesting. That actually breaks it. Oh. Okay. It's a good thing I did that. So, if I had to think about this, what essentially happened is if we look at the attack 1, attack 3, you have the attack animation. Shoot didn't happen, right? But I suppose, charge fireball did happen. And attack 3, we normally have, oh, just a foot and a shoot. Now, I don't think oh, character attack trigger start cooldown timer on shoot. So is my cooldown timer not working? Is that what you're saying? So let's just see. Oh, this might be the attack trigger itself, right? Yeah. Start cooldown timer wasn't ran. So if I had to go find that script for the wizard, he will currently be attack trigger zone. Okay, let's just look at the debug mode. So let's see, attack on cooldown, yes. So he thinks his attack is on cooldown, but it's not allowed to trigger the timer. Okay, so if we interrupt it with a special attack, we should, yeah, so if an attack was triggered but then interrupted, we should have a way to just make sure the attack trigger doesn't break. Okay. Let's go fix that quickly. Does the base character have attack trigger? Base character doesn't have a lot of stuff. Okay then. Okay, but the attack trigger, I think it is passed through the manager, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right here. So if you are targeting and okay, so there is a character trigger, or special attack trigger. Wait. Character attack trigger, so start cooldown timer happens. Okay, I guess it only happens then. Let's see, so if we go to our knight. Don't I trigger the cooldown anyway? I thought I did. Okay, on here to start cooldown timer. Okay, there I do that. So on jump, maybe I can do the same thing. Right? Because jumping is essentially the first thing that happens when you trigger your attack. But we should be able to do this in a script some way, so it's more set in stone. I feel like I should do it in character manager or something like that. Okay, so let's see, character manager. We have the attack trigger. Right? Yeah, our character manager knows about the attack trigger. Yeah, so we can just do if special attack, so we could just do attack trigger dot cooldown timer. So that way that, you know, the cooldown would happen when you do your special attack. Or at least will enable you to be able to do the cooldown. Right? Because all that really does, it just says run cooldown timer is true, which doesn't really mean anything. The actual cooldown might not actually be running, so that doesn't matter. But at least it is true, and then if this ever gets triggered, then we are fine. Right? Yeah. I think that's fine. So just that should fix that problem for the owl. Yeah, because the owl would have had an attack trigger. Yeah, that's a generic script, so that's good. That helps. So everything will be fixed, and I didn't need some weird event or something funny like that, which I'm happy about. Okay, let's just try it again. If I can do it sooner. Okay, that should have been good. Okay, but he can get back to attacking. Okay, that's good. Okay, this is good. I like this. It seems like my characters are doing well, generally speaking. Okay, let's go have a look at all our character stats, right? So I think I wanna start working on refining or, you know, reworking all my level up stuff. To get it to a place where the rooms play a bigger role. So what we're gonna have to do is just get a list of everything. That shouldn't be too bad. Try to remove some stuff to make the game a little less insane. Oh, I actually have this, yeah, the stat list, SO list thing. I think I added one which is max spell juice. Yeah. Okay. I'm also, I think I'm gonna have to change the way spell juice works as well to get it balanceable, because it's not currently very, very balanced. Okay, but let's go to scripts. Can we get you to be in dark mode? I actually have no idea. View. Ah, I guess not. We'll just live with this. It's fine. Or we can copy this. I think I want to copy this anyway into a new spreadsheet. This one, I don't want to actually mess with that one right now, but I do want to mess with this one. Okay, I'll be right back. Gotta get me some more of that good tea. And yeah, I'll see you in a minute. Let's see, where am I? Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have returned. Oh, cheers, this guy. Enjoy the karate lesson. Okay. Here we go. So, we need to narrow these things down. Let's just see. So we've got 18 skills. That's a lot. Now, it's a lot because, look, in a game like Brotato, it's not a lot. Because you only have one potato at a time. Right? So if you have 16 skills or 18 or whatever amount of skills you have, it doesn't feel overwhelming. But in our game, you have this issue with you having 4 different characters and having many skills times 4. You can get a little bit, funny. Okay, so let's think about which skills we cannot get rid of, and let's mark them, right? Because these are like core things that everybody expects, right? So I think damage, movement speed, attack speed, so those are core things that we can't really get rid of. Maximum health kind of makes sense, right? Why would you get rid of that? That's weird. Armor, I feel like you need a defensive stat. So we have offensive stats and we need defensive stats as well. So that one definitely we need to keep. Stamina and max spell juice. Right, let's just mark those. Now, I might come around on some of the others, but I'm gonna have to make the case for it, right? So we have resources. So obviously we need those stats, right? So we've got, we can categorize them if we wanted, but we've got resources, which are health, stamina, and spell juice, or mana, if you want to think about it that way. Right, so those resources I think we need to keep. Health for obvious reasons, stamina and spell juice, well, basically because we want them to be able to use these other abilities, but they shouldn't... Yeah, you know what we could do? We could make something like a distinction: primary stats and secondary stats. So a primary stat might be the ones that you actually get when you just level up, right? So those would be the green ones, definitely. Secondary stats could be neutral, the yellow ones. And then we have a bunch of stats that we just don't care about. Okay, so here's what I think about secondary stats. So those would be things like dodge chance, health regen, and stamina regen. And you know what? I think we need a spell juice regen as well. So let's think about that. So all the regen stuff. And dodge chance can be secondary. So what does that mean? These are stats that are not necessarily combat stats. Yeah, maybe I should approach this from which stats can we remove first. They don't even add that much to the game. Maybe we should do that. Then we can figure out what about the rest. Okay, so this wisdom, scavenging, luck, okay, let's say luck and scavenging, definitely. You can get rid of those. Now, we can change our minds later, it doesn't matter. But let's say those two stats we don't really care about. Yeah, so we don't have a lucky chance. We cannot affect the odds or something like that for the dropping of whatever our currency is, the coins, or the dropping of items. So those might be more fixed, maybe. Okay. Wisdom is a funny one. So wisdom, spell damage, passive strength. Yeah, we need to be careful here. So I feel like spell damage should be secondary. Right? Passive strength should also be secondary. And then maybe wisdom is a primary skill. So the way I'm thinking about wisdom is we could rework the way wisdom works to say that, okay, wisdom actually what it does is it increases your spell damage, your passive strength, and stuff like that based on your wisdom level. We could even say that wisdom does increase your rate of experience gain. Right, so it's like a compound thing. Wisdom does more than just simply increase your level gain. So the higher your wisdom, and we can call this something else, but the higher your wisdom is, the higher your spell damage is. For instance. Now what we could do is we could change spell damage to something like ability damage or something weird like that, right? And then wisdom could, yeah, so it could be ability power, something. And then the idea could be that your ability power is affected differently by different stats. So it's always a secondary. And your ability power goes up with a wisdom. So what that would look like is something like a wizard that does a flamethrower based attack would get more spell damage with wisdom, right? Because it's magic. And the duck, who does a very physical type of attack with the blade swinging around, so this feels like a kind of like a D&D thing at this point. But anyway, yeah, with the 6 attributes or whatever affecting many things. So instead of like damage and blah blah blah, you have strength, agility, stuff like that. Maybe we do use, I wonder what D&D has. D&D attributes. Right, we can just steal these. So let's see. Strength, Oops. Not what I wanted to do. Oh, intelligence. That's actually another good one that I forget about. Okay, just make it bigger. Okay, it's not what I expected. Oh, these are actually embedded links right now. Okay, so the way we could think about this is, say these 6 go up per level up, right? And that's kind of what you see. And then you can, so these are your primary stats, and then you have secondary stats. And that way, yeah, we like, yeah, so strength measures physical power, muscle strength, carrying capacity, melee attack prowess, right? So that kind of makes sense. That would kind of maybe take over damage in some way. Right, and depending on the type of ability you have, it could affect your spell damage or your passive strength as well. If your spell or passive is a physical type of thing, right? Could be. Dexterity, agility, reflexes, balance, precision. Yeah, so we could do dexterity affects your movement and attack speed. Right? Let's say move and attack speed, and maybe even your critical chance and critical damage, your dodge chance. What else? That would kind of... and stamina maybe? No, that would be constitution. So constitution indicates the character's health, stamina, endurance. So it impacts your hit points. Yeah, okay. Intelligence reflects a character's reasoning, memory, logic, general knowledge, influence, skills, relations, learning. Yeah, so we have a lot of skill check things in... And I feel like there's a lot of skill checky type of things in D&D, which you don't really need in this game. So I can, but this is kind of the idea, right? So we can make something work like this. Yeah, and you want synergies, right? So I want... Well, do I want synergies? I need to be careful. Need to be careful how I do this, how I think about these. I don't want to rebuild the whole game. Okay, but these are ideas, right? They can maybe spark an idea or two. So what we essentially need is we need something that's maybe... We need offensive, defensive, then like utility, and maybe support. If I had to group them, that's kind of the grouping. So offensive would be spell damage. Well, this would be your damage. It would be your crits, your crit stuff. It would be attack, speed, Maybe I should just make columns for these. Yeah. Let's do that. So let's do this one off. Offensive. Defensive. Utility. Support. I don't know if there's any other one that we could consider. Maybe there is. Okay, so offensive, that's obviously damage. Attack speed seems good. Critical. Spell damage. Yeah, so if I had to categorize them, that seems about right for offensive. Right? Now defensive, so let's see. Now there are some things that might fit both, but so that's definitely max health. Definitely dodge chance in my opinion. Armor, obviously. Health regen, life steal. I feel like that's like a type of healing, right? That makes sense. Okay, so that's defense. Max health, dodge chance, armor, health regen, lifesteal. So those are all my defensive skills. And that's not a bad mix, I don't think. Okay, now let's think about utility. So utility would be maybe passive strength, stamina regen, spell juice regen. So utility in this case is like mostly enabling offense and defense in a way. So it's something you need to keep track of. Actually, passive strength, I think that one goes into support. Yeah. So there's 5, 15. Okay, there's 15 there. Oh, okay, wait. Movement speed, that's a type of utility. I forgot. That's definitely utility. Support is generally your passive strength. Okay, so let's see. So we have damage. Oh wait, there's 15, 16 over there. And then I have 19 over here. So there's 3 missing. Okay, luck and scavenging obviously are new ones. Oh, wisdom. Wisdom is a funny one. Yeah, wisdom could be considered utility. Maybe. I'm not actually sure. If it does what it does now, it's purely utility. Now you can imagine that these can flow over one another. Like for instance, you can say that a lifesteal is defensive, right? But if you do damage and attack speed is also defensive if you have lifesteal, because then you can attack more often and get more healing, right? So there's this little thing that can happen there. But generally speaking, this helps you kill things. This helps you survive. This enables you to kill things and survive. Right, so if you run out of stamina, you obviously can't use your spells necessarily, and you lose a lot of your well, you lose attack speed and movement speed, right? I think is movement speed maybe defensive and not utility? Might be. Okay. And yeah, if you lose your spell juice, that means you can't cast spells, right? So you lose your ability to do damage. So I need to think about whether, if I want to do categories like this, why would I want to do categories like that? Okay, so first of all, everybody has some amount of magical ability, right? That's a thing that happens. Whether they can use it effectively in combat is a different story, but everybody's got a bit of magical affinity. So wisdom or intelligence should be our increasing magical ability. Right, so within offensive, we could have physical defense and potentially physical offensive and magical offensive, right? So if we split offense, so let's go offensive, right? And then we have physical and magical. Right, so physical offensive is obviously things... this is a very interesting one, because if you think about it, so let's compare the knight and the owl. So the knight physically attacks for damage, right? So for the knight, the offensive is physical and is physical in nature. So let's do knight, ranger, and then ninja. Magical will be the wizard, right? So if your offense is primarily magical, do you just scale with a basic thing like damage? I think I might be overthinking this a little bit. I need to stop overthinking and just make it simpler. I need to forget about this magical idea, magic versus... Yeah, maybe if I just get rid of magic versus physical entirely, that way of thinking, then I'm golden there. Okay, yeah, so let's get rid of that way of thinking entirely. And if we do that, then I think wisdom can go away, or it can be purely utility, as in it doesn't affect your actual strength. Okay, if that is the case, right, then our primary abilities will definitely be damage, because that physically, that is affecting the actual amount of damage you do. Attack speed affects literally how fast you can attack, right? That's it. Straightforward. It's clearly a primary ability. Then spell damage tells us exactly how much damage your spells do, and it doesn't scale off anything else but your spell damage. Now, this is potentially a problem. So the way I was thinking about it, if it's physical versus magical, you could say that spell damage could scale off something else per character. So something like this is really a toughie. Because you could say something like, okay, cool. What spells are we talking about? We're talking about things like the backflip of the Robin. Right now, how does that get stronger? Well, the little poof of poisonous gas does more damage. What causes that? Is it magical? Not really. It's chemistry, theoretically. So it's a form of intelligence that the Robin might have to improve her ability. The duck does a little slicing, spinny thing through the enemies. That is a very physically demanding ability. Right? It's not something you get better at by reading a book. It's something you get better at by training in some way. So you see where my problems come from. How does I think League of Legends. Okay, I'm gonna I need to see something here. What do they actually have on the champion? Let's click on the first guy here. So we have HP. So it seems like we have base stats, right? Guess we can zoom in. Yeah, so we have attack damage. And I guess it's attack damage no matter the character. Okay, attack speed is a whole thing. And then size, special abilities, obviously. Yeah, so we got a range, which is a straight critical damage. Oh, really? Is this just static now? Huh. Okay, but you can see we have scaling for certain things like. Oh, maybe I should make it scaling versus non-scaling. I just want to check another champion. You know, Kali. Yeah, okay, so we still have scaling versus non-scaling stuff. Okay, so scaling versus non-scaling. So we scale HP regen, armor, magic resistance. I'm gonna roll that into armor. These things are still the same. Okay, then we have. Okay, this is your resources. Everybody in our game has magical resources, I guess. And then you have attack damage, which I guess is my damage stat. You know what I could do? I think I know. So spell damage. Okay, so we're gonna have attack damage. Let's try and make this clear. So we have attack damage. Okay, let's just make everything normal. So let's say we have attack damage and attack speed, right? Those are primary things that scale with level. Then our max health would scale with a level. And our armor could scale with level. And let's say our max, our resources, so our max stamina and our max spell juice. Okay, let's say all those things scale with level. That makes sense. So this is now scaling with level. Okay. Scaling with level, and then we can have scaling with level and scaling with items, for instance, is also a possibility. With items, and then maybe we have scaling with training. Okay, so we have a level, items, training. Okay, so these things you just get when you level up. Right, now when you get items, I guess they can do a bunch of things, right? No, I didn't say health regen, training, or let's say room benefit as another one. Okay, so here's how it's gonna go. So as you level up, these things go up. Your attack damage. Let's get rid of this so that everything can be nice and not weirdly aligned. Okay, so as you level, you gain these things. Attack damage, attack speed, so you're just more effective with your basic attack. Max health, armor, and then stamina and spell juice. Would armor even make sense to scale? No, I don't think so. Let's take armor out. So your basic resources go up, and your basic attack potency goes up. Okay. So that's fine. Then, items can give you some additional benefits. So I think items could also give you attack damage, attack speed, right? And you be careful here. We need to limit these a little bit. So, but those two, I feel like there could be an item that gives you that. So attack damage, attack speed, critical chance, critical damage. Maybe not. Okay, armor definitely is a thing. Items would give you life steal. I feel like that could be something. Movement speed. So you can gain those from items. Okay, then through training. So training would be the rooms, right? So there are certain rooms that increase your abilities just through training. So a lot of these would be the same, I feel like, as leveling, right? So leveling is you gaining experience, becoming a better warrior, blah, blah, blah. Training is you doing the same thing, but instead of getting experience and levels, you focus on a specific aspect, right? But in addition, you can do things like improve your critical chance and damage. I don't even know if I want critical to be a thing, to be honest with you. Maybe critical chance and critical damage won't be a thing. Okay, so but you can, through training, get these things. And let's say you can also get spell damage through training. Oh, and items, I think. Let's call these something else. I'm going to call it ability damage or ability strength. Or ability power, or something like that. Ability power sounds better. Yeah, ability strength doesn't really roll off the tongue, but ability power seems okay. So you can gain that through training or through an item as well. I don't know if you should get ability power through leveling up. Maybe I should call this ability strength. Okay, so ability strength we need to be careful with. So items and training can scale that. So what we could do here is we could say that, you know, depending on the type of ability, different types of items would improve it, or different types of training would improve it. Or maybe other stats improve that one. Maybe. Okay, our passive strength, I guess. Could go there as well. How do you gain more wisdom? I mean, wisdom, as it sounds there, is then... As it sounds, wisdom is something you gain through combat experience, I would say. Right, so when you level up, maybe wisdom is something that you get. Could that make sense? And now we have 6 things, essentially, that goes up with a level up. But maybe it's okay. Armor doesn't make sense, right? Because you don't just get more armor. You need an item or something for that. That's fine. Armor could have been improved through training or study or whatever the room does, right? So these items happen at random. This obviously is guaranteed. These are random. this is something you can decide. So this is part of your build. Right, so let's see. Attack damage is everywhere. So we could have a room benefit, and we could also have a temporary room benefit. So the idea with those are the temporary room benefits. We were thinking about playing around with the idea that some rooms can give you a permanent benefit. So let's make this permanent room. Then we have temp room, and then we have in room benefits. The permanent room upgrade. So this is like you do something to increase your attack's damage, like train or sharpen your sword or whatever. Same with your armor, you improve your armor, blah blah blah. Right? That's a permanent room benefit that you can get. Then a temporary room benefit would be something like an enchantment or something that wears off. You go to the room, you do an enchantment, you do a little whatever. You gain that additional bonus in the next level, but it goes away over time. Right, so these could be like a special effect that augments your attacks or whatever. Yeah, so temporary room benefits, I want them to be a little bit more special. These would be, let's... Come on. Okay. So I want these to be special. Maybe, somehow. Okay, so let's think about while you are in the room. So while you are in the room, I think that's when regen happens, right? Or potentially. So that's when you do health, regen, stamina, regen, spell, juice, regen. Okay, so those are also benefits. So rooms are going to become the main thing here eventually. So while you're sitting around in the room, depending on the type of rune, it could affect your health, stamina, and spell juice regeneration. Okay. And I don't think this is going to be a stat associated with a character anymore. I think these are stats associated with the runes. I think that makes more sense. It takes away from the character, making it a little bit more straightforward, I think. Dodge chance. I haven't thought about that one. So dodge chance, I don't want that to be a level up. Could it be an item? I could also have another type of temporary thing. Temp passive, maybe. Right? And here I could make dodge chance a thing. So essentially what this means is when you this is like the little smoke cloud that the duck throws, right? So you obviously gain dodge chance when you're in that smoke cloud, but it's not necessarily something you can just observe your character having. Anything else that I'm forgetting here? Passive strength, that's a room benefits. Ability strength and passive strength both get movement speed from items. I guess movement speed could be a room thing as well. It could also be a temporary passive. Same with attack speed, attack damage. So those are all affected by your temporary passives. Your armor gets affected there as well. What else gets affected when you get buffed up? Currently those are the only ones, I think. So the dodge chance, that comes from the duck. The movement speed, attack speed. Okay, movement speed, nothing gives us that yet. Attack speed comes from the ranger. And then damage and armor comes from the knight. It also makes you bigger, right? Okay. Okay, so the big thing here is this is not necessarily going to change anything behind the scenes. Like in the code, I still need to keep track of all the stats for the characters. But they're going to be a little bit they're going to be managed a little bit differently, I think. And what I present to the player would be different as well. So the player wouldn't necessarily see all of these all the time. Okay, now that I have that out of the way, I feel like I can think about primary versus secondary. So primary and secondary. So primary would be the stats that obviously we can just see for the character always. So I think that would be anything affected by abilities and your level up. Your level up. Your level up and items. Yeah, here we have passive strength, ability strength, movement speed, lifesteal, armor in addition. I didn't repeat anything here, did I? Okay, so these are numbers you will see going up when you level up, and that's good. What had happened? Oh, we don't get lifesteal in the permanent room benefits. Okay. I don't think health, stamina, or spell juice should be affected by items, should it? I'm just thinking about resources. It's like I want this to be things you get better at by doing it, by growing as a character, items can augment and improve for your character magically, right? And I don't think things like armor, obviously that's less magical, but lifesteal, that's like magic. Movement speed, that's like it could be something that you gain through level ups, but maybe it's very slow. We could make it not that slow, I guess. We'll have to balance it for the different characters. So, but that one does make sense a little bit. Ability strength and passive strength. I feel like these are not things that get stronger with level ups. You need something to augment your power some way. Yeah. Okay, but now we have 11 primary stats. That's still more than I thought. Okay, so the first few secondary would then be regen. Well, actually, these are just room stats. If you think about it, it's not even something that the character will have access to. This is just what a room can do for you. Yeah, I think that makes sense. That's room set stats. Okay, so what other secondary stats do I then have? If I don't have a long list, I might just move everything into primary stats. I think it's only dodge chance. Right? It gives me a 12 plus 3, that's 15. 19 minus 4, the 4 red ones. Yeah, okay, so that's 15. So we just have primary stats, which is 12 of them, and 3 room stats. Secondary, we don't have anything then. What does wisdom do now? Or what do I want wisdom to do? So wisdom is your ability to gain. So okay, if wisdom is only going to be your ability to gain levels, I feel like I could probably just balance that. Away, if that makes sense. Like if wisdom reduces the amount of experience you need to level up, right? If that's the only thing it does, which is what it does now, I could just also reduce the amount of experience you need to level up. Especially if this is a level up stat, which goes higher as you level up. Maybe I don't make it a level up stat then. Maybe that's a room benefit. Maybe that's something you need to go and study for. Fine. Like you can go read, you can go study, blah 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 to gain wisdom. And then you should be leveling up faster. But then it's separate. You can level up slow or you can choose to level up faster. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to be the final iteration of any of this. But that should be okay. Dodge chance is now a funny one because I should at least have it. Okay, Okay, so all of these should be in one of these 3, I feel like. Even if you can't get temporary buffs to them, I feel like they should at least be here. Yeah, so dodge trance maybe should be something you can get through an item. Okay, so we got 12 here. I can't see how many unique ones we have here, but I don't think there's anything I missed. Could do... What will this look like as a color scale? Nah, it won't work. Yeah, I feel like probably it's conditional formatting, and then we just do contains. So first one we check for damage. Okay, so we can see it is in all of those and there. Okay, then we can do speed. Okay, so we can see all the speed ones. They are represented. Health. Okay, so they are represented in permanent room and level up. That's fine. Stamina. Same. Spell juice. Okay, that's good. Wisdom is now something you get with the room only. Armor is an item or room benefit. Life steal is only an item thing, so it's a special type of magical thing that you can get. Okay. Move speed, you could get through all of them. Ability strength, either an item or a room benefit. Passive, item or room. Dodge is only through items or some temporary passive. Okay. I guess I could say that certain characters have some amount of dodge trance. Yeah, so that's also possible, right? I can vary these, but not have them scale. Yeah, that makes sense as well. Okay, gotta take a quick break. Be right back. Then we can start implementing some of this stuff. Hopefully. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so the whole idea of a secondary stat now is kind of not a thing anymore, but room stats are. Now we need to just get all of this into our game. Okay, let's see how we want to try this. Alright, the first thing I think where we would start is with our stat SOs, right? So passive strength. We can actually change a lot of stuff here. So we have a stat SO. Okay, so first of all, these are all the stats that we currently have. And I guess some of them will be changed. I don't like this. Okay. Okay, so some of them will be changed or some will be taken away. A stat has a description, a stat name and a description, that's fine, and an icon. Okay, so that's okay. The units as well. Okay, that makes sense. And then finally we have upgrade values, which essentially is not going to be used anymore. Now I'm not going to delete that until I know for a fact I'm not going to use them. Because I might come back to it, right? Okay. Yeah, I reference these things all over the place. Okay. Okay, this is just a list of stats. Yeah, okay. Kind of pointless, but okay. Let's actually go to our scriptable object stat SOs. So the easiest place to start would just be with our list and make sure we have the correct ones here, right? There's 16. Now ideally there should be 12, right? That is what our new stat amount comes out as. We're going to reduce it by 4, so 12 in total. Okay, now I can very easily tell you. Okay, so critical, we're going to get rid of that. I guess criticals are nice. But it's just another thing to think about. And I feel like without them, it simplifies a lot of things initially. Okay. So regen also is not going to be a stat. Actually. Yeah. Luck is also not a thing anymore. Scavenging is not a thing anymore. Stamina regen is also not a thing. So let's get rid of. Oh, let's just get rid of those. Now I only have 10, which means I have a couple that I need to add. Okay. Okay, let's go to our status. Oh, let's grab this and just change the naming a little bit so that it's clearer. Okay, so first of all, this one, I want this one to be renamed to attack damage. Right, just so it's more clear, right? We have attack damage, attack speed. Okay, that one's fine. Max health, that's fine. Critical chance and critical damage. Okay, these will be relegated. So we can get rid of those. This is gonna break a lot of code. A lot of code. Actually. But it's fine, let's break it. Luck and scavenging is also not gonna be a thing anymore. Okay. Wisdom, spell damage. So let's just rename this to ability strength instead, right? Oh wait, that's the wrong way to do that. Ability strength, I think that's better, and passive strength. Okay. Max stamina, stamina regen, also not a thing anymore. Okay. So how many do we have here now? 12. Well, no. This is number 12. This is number 0. So there's 13. I still have one more in here that I don't need. Oh, health regen. Okay. I wonder if I need to get rid of these. I feel like I don't need to get rid of them here. Yeah, because we're just gonna break so many things. I'll get rid of them later if I need to. So we still have 18. 18 over here, right? Okay, that's okay. Yeah, okay, so we need to create a new stat SO for okay, we'll have to wait until Unity decides I can work again. Attack, armor, attack speed, critical. These can stay here. Damage. I want to rename this one. Rename to attack damage. And rename this one to just passive strength. Not passive effect strength, just passive strength. I don't want to delete it, I just wanted to rename it. Okay, passive strength and that's okay for now, so let's create a new scriptable object, and it's going to be a stat. This is going to be max spell juice, right? And I misspelled juice. Ah, come on. There we go. Max spell juice. We have health, spell juice, and oh wait, I needed to add the SO here. Okay, there we go. And spell damage is now called ability strength. Okay, let's just look. Max spell juice. Okay, max spell juice. How much spell juice you can contain? Value doesn't make a difference here. An icon could, right? I did give all of these icons, so... wait, I did give all of them icons, didn't I? Yeah, I totally did. Okay, so max spell juice. Okay, let's see. I don't have spell juice regen here, yeah, so we're gonna have to think about what spell juice looks like as an icon. Ah, my word, I have so many other nonsense things in here now. I mean, just give me some juice or something. I don't know. Give me something that looks like you can drink it. Nothing is jumping out at me at the moment. What do I actually use for ability power? Or ability strength? I feel like those were kind of my options. I can't go much further than that. Shine. I can't believe there's nothing like a... Oh, wait. This is perfect. A potion icon. Yeah. Okay. What do I use for ability strength? A blast icon. Okay, yeah. That makes sort of sense. Okay, so we just need one more here, and that is our max spell juice. Boom. Okay, so now we have 12 elements here, which is the right amount. Okay, now this is... did this break anything? It probably did. Potentially, right? It might have. Yeah, we can go check it out. So, yeah, as I start, I'm kind of wary because I know as soon as I start doing more than what I just did, it's gonna start breaking stuff. Pretty sure. I don't even know if it's gonna work right now because the fact that I removed stats from that list might mean that I don't have access to some of those that are required. Yeah, look at that. Out of range exception error thing. It's already happening. Yeah. Yeah. Create more character stats UI. So the UI is broken. Because it's expecting a number of stats. So let's go see. So right there. Stat count. Where's stat count coming from? Well, that is a problem. Okay. That is a hard as code number right there. Okay, so maybe we do stat so list so dot. No. Stat dot count. Okay, this is a UXML element. Oh, there's no... yes, okay. So I can do that, hey? Stat count, find and replace it with this. Place all. Yeah, obviously this one's a problem, but I don't need it anymore. I actually don't know if it can do this. Would this work? Because this is in the constructor for one of these UI elements that it's trying to get this number. But I don't think it can. Because it doesn't have a reference to this thing yet. Huh. Yeah, that's an interesting conundrum. Huh. Yo, Danny. What are you doing? You posted a whole line of code just to say hello world. Okay. So this might be a bit of a tricky one. What we might be able to do is just do an int. Let's just do that. And then that shouldn't be an issue. It's still not ideal, but at least I should be able to see it and change it when I want to. I'm doing good, thanks. How about you? Yeah, this is especially true for these types of scenarios. Oh no, it won't work. Ah, damn it. This just needs to be hard-coded. That's terrible. Why can't I get that to work better? But it's got something to... It's because of the way I generate this. Yeah. What is this even for? Stat label holder. Oh, okay. Are you good as well? Oh, that's good. Yo, Brody. You need to send it as a part of the constructor. Yes. But I can't. Do you mean like the constructor should have a... Like, yeah. Int... stat count. Right. As far as I know, you can't do this because this constructor is for a visual element, and when you drag these things into UI toolkit or wherever you drag them into, when you're building out your UI, this doesn't work. I think it'll give me an error. Or it should. It gives an error something like, yo, you can't have a constructor for a visual element that needs a parameter. I think. Yeah, I can get the count of the list everywhere except for here. Yeah, and we only initialize. When we initialize, we can send stuff in. Yeah, I believe I've had this problem before. Yeah, so if we stop this, let's just see. Yeah, look, it's complaining. It says, there is no argument given that corresponds to the required formal parameter stat count. And UXML element declaration of type blah 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 doesn't have public default constructor. Yeah, and that's because you can't make a default constructor that contains that. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I know how to use this normally with constructors and classes and stuff like that. The problem is just when it's a UXML element and extending a visual element, it gets weird. And I don't know if the partial also has something to do with that. No. But yeah, you can see it recompiled and it's fine. Yeah, so you can't do this. Look, it's gonna work for now because I hard coded this in here. Int stat count equals 12. I'll just do it like that and then put that over there so at least I don't miss it entirely. All the other places I can use the stat list and just count the actual number of values because it only gets called once the stat list has been given, so after initialization. Data binding. I mean, it could. I don't know if that could work. It's kind of the same problem in a way. I don't know. It's just looks different. But yeah, I don't know. If it is a, you know what? I'm not gonna fight UI Toolkit today. I don't feel like it. I'm just gonna leave it. let's just continue. We can fight UI Toolkit another day. But this should now, if I open my, let's see, UI. Yeah, so essentially with this new change, this whole screen is pointless. Ooh, can the game play actually? That's what I wanted to check after I made the stat changes. I wanted to see if the game can actually play. Well, maybe the screen isn't pointless. I'll repurpose it somehow, but yeah, it's not going to do the same thing it used to do. So we're not going to use it for leveling up our characters in the same old way. Wait. We're going to use it to just see what level ups occurred and to see how items affect the characters differently. So maybe that is what we use that for, but not much else. We're not going to do the leveling up thing anymore. So I want to see if it actually works. Ah, yeah, look at that. Okay, so it worked out. It can figure out when there are less stats to choose from. It's now a shorter list. And it being a shorter list is actually nice because now I can reclaim some space. And we have health, stamina, max spell juice. Yeah, I need to reorientate these things so it's more in the same place, etc. What else do I need to change here still? Yeah, I think I want to change. Okay, so I need health, stamina, and spell juice. I need a spell juice bar because that's also something that's technically a consumable that you use. But I never really used it as such because I just refreshed it every level. Oh, I now have 0 spell juice. Oh, okay. So I did break something in doing all of this. Good to know. Okay, the owl without any spell juice is kind of sad. He struggles. He struggles quite a bit. Argument out of range, exception error. This is probably also a UI thing where I hard-coded a number somewhere. Ah, might be. Okay, so I need to rework the whole character level up system now. Damn. That's gonna be rough. Well, it's not that bad. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how rough it is when I get there. I might just leave a lot of these functions here just as placeholders to remind me of the good old days. Okay. Well, I think I don't want to get into that now. I think I'm just gonna end the stream there. Get to work on some other stuff. It is 8:05 right now, so I need to get myself going. If this goes well, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I should be. Okay, I'll be here tomorrow as well. I can be here the whole week, because it's a more chill week. Okay. Thank you everybody for dropping in. I'm gonna head out, so have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.